Number 12, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister.
Order. Order.
To the Minister.
Order. Order. Dr. Kennedy Graham, question number 12.
To the Minister for Climate Change Issues. What is his response to comments by former New Zealand Climate Ambassador Dr. Adrian Macey that the New Zealand Emissions Trading Scheme has led in the opposite direction to that of the intended policy and is most likely to delay New Zealand's transition to a low-carbon economy?
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable Tim Grosser.
my response to Dr. Macey would be compared with what? Compared with Australia, which is in the process of removing its climate change policies and the institutions that underlay it, compared with Japan, which has removed an earlier offer to reduce emissions by -25 with a positive 3%, would he be comparing us with the United States, which must rely now entirely on the Clean Air Act, since there is no political possibility of the US Congress ever passing an economy-wide measure? Or is he comparing New Zealand with Canada, which, unlike New Zealand, has withdrawn from the Kyoto Protocol and has no intention whatsoever of fulfilling its Kyoto Protocol commitments?
Supplementary question, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Given the answer was probably Europe, has the former climate ambassador got it wrong when he says that the ETS was designed to incentivise emission reductions, clean technology and tree planting, but that under current policy settings none of these is happening?
Honourable Tim Grosser.
Mr. Speaker, I would agree very strongly with the first part of the statement. That's exactly what I understood were the intentions and continue to be the intentions of the ETS. But as I've made it clear on numerous occasions, at the current international price, it doesn't drive that process forward in a fast way. And that is entirely the point of the difference between Dr. Macey's analysis and this government's analysis, is that we do not wish to depart and put costs on New Zealand households and businesses that are higher than our competitors.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Did the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment get it wrong when she said that the government's changes to the ETS, notwithstanding international prices, make a farce of New Zealand's response to climate change?
Mr.
Honourable
Speaker,
Tim Grosser.
not at all. The response of the New Zealand government has been to join that 7% of emissions that are actually covered by some type of price on carbon, and to make a huge contribution internationally, which is actually recognised in Dr. Macey's article, including leading the world in terms of emissions from agriculture, which are exactly 100 times as large as New Zealand's emissions of 0.14%.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Can the Minister point to one expert who says that New Zealand's ETS has reduced our emissions, incentivised tree planting and helped the transition to a low-carbon economy? Can he point to just one expert who says the ETS has been a success?
Honourable Tim Grosser.
Yes. I can point the member to the OECD's environment report prepared for the last Environment Ministers meeting in Paris, which I had the privilege of representing New Zealand at, which described the New Zealand ETS as one of the most advanced in the world.
Point of order.
Order. Order. I have a point. Order. This is a point of order.
Just to seek leave to table two documents, sir, relevant to the question. One is the article in the Policy Quarterly by the former climate ambassador we referred to, headed Climate Change Towards Policy Coherence.
Order. And the second?
The second is the press release covering the submission by the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment, headed ETS Changes Fast.
Well, I won't be putting the second one. And with regards to the first one, the Macey article, is it freely available or difficult for members to get hold of?
It's reasonably difficult, and this will help the House.
I'll accept the member. Leave us sought to table the article by Dr. Adrian Macey. Is there any objection to that being? It will be tabled. Point of order, Honourable Jerry Burnley.
Mr. Speaker, while the House didn't object to that tabling, it might have been useful to note that the Minister gave answers to Dr Macey's report, clearly having seen it. So it's not exactly difficult for members to get hold of it.
Order. Order. If the member objects to it being... Order. The tabling of documents is a means by which we inform other members. I accept that Mr Grosser, as the Minister responsible, may well have read the article. What I was doing was ensuring that other members who might be vitally interested in reading such an article have the opportunity. And therefore I put the leave, and if the Honourable Jerry Brownlee was so incensed, he had the opportunity to decline it. That concludes question for oral answer. I call on Government Order of the Day number 1.
Local Government Act 2000.